To any VR user that's been on the platform in the past 4 years, hearing that theme would definitely bring back a lot of memories. Hey guys, how's it going? I'm RxVR here, and today I'm doing a video in relation to Boneworks. This game released in 2019, developed and published by Stress Level Zero, and what they've done here is nothing but amazing. So with me, I want to see how this game holds up in 2024. So without further ado anyway guys, let's jump in and check out Boneworks. I'm going to go over several aspects of the game and, just give you my thoughts and opinions on it. So yeah. Anyway, let's jump in and check it out. So when I look at a game in 2024, Boneworks definitely holds up quite well. If you look at, say, the main hub here, for example, that I'm showing, it's something that needs to be implemented in all games in VR. Because with this here, it gives me the impression that there's going to be something to look forward to in the single-player campaign or the side content, because of how much interaction you can do within this small environment here. So pretty much any object in this environment here you can interact with, you can see the level of physics simulations, and not to mention you can get used to the climbing mechanics as well. I know it's a main hub and it's not very exciting, but nevertheless, this is something that should be displayed to the player before they actually jump into the main campaign. So next I'm going to touch on the physics simulations. This is something that definitely holds up in 2024 compared to a lot of games. With the physics simulation, I'm going to say with absolute certainty, Boneworks definitely delivers on all fronts. Compared to other games in 2024, this game still is pretty much the gold standard once it comes down to VR physics. So if you have a light object or a heavy object, regardless, it reacts the way it should. So your character is not superhuman. It can't pick up, say, a weighted block, for example. It may require two hands, or it may feel weighted down. You have to kind of drag it along the floor or whatever. But nevertheless, in 2024, the game itself still holds up incredibly well, and there's a lot of games that have released recently that do not compare to Boneworks. So next I want to touch on the shooting/weapon handling, so let's get into it. So with the shooting/gun mechanics of Boneworks, I'm going to say with absolute certainty it is incredibly satisfying to use every single gun that's been crafted and been put in the game. So ranging from the pistols to the SMGs to the assault rifles, everything feels incredibly satisfying. Even, say, for example, just reloading a clip or racking a slide as well on a weapon. Everything just feels really good to do inside this game. It definitely has had a lot of thought put into it. I can tell Stress Level Zero cared in regards to this aspect of the game. So with this here, compare it to, say, a 2024 title, it still holds up incredibly well compared to a lot of the titles that I've played recently. So next I want to check out the melee combat. This is one of my most least favorite aspects of Boneworks, but I still want to critique it anyway. So let's get into it. So once it comes down to the melee aspect of Boneworks, it definitely is a great experience regardless if it's a little bit janky or not. So I still do enjoy it, even though it is my least favourite bit of the game. So with this here, you can pick up a brick, you can utilise your rifles, your pistols, etc. Anything you can pick up in the game can be classified as a melee weapon. They also have weapons in the game, so katanas, swords, lead pipes, and also your rifles, your pistols, etc. can all be used as melee weapons. But once it does boil down to it, the hand-to-hand combat aspects is incredibly janky in Boneworks. So sometimes you can be throwing, say, several punches, and it seems like it's not actually doing anything at all to your opponent. So that's pretty much the main complaint that I have with this game. It's absolutely fantastic once it comes down to the melee combat. It just has a few janky aspects that I do not like. Anyway, let's get into the side content and check out to see what this actually has to offer and compare it to other games in 2024. Once it boils down to the side content of Boneworks, I've got to say with absolute certainty, this is where Stress Level Zero have definitely delivered. So with this here, there's so many game modes and so many game types you can go through. You can be here for hours. For me personally, I love playing Zombie Warehouse. There are so many game types and so many game modes within that one single bit of side content. It keeps me coming back again and again. So the side content, compare it to, say, other titles in 2024, this still definitely holds up. There's so much content here, it will keep you entertained for hours. So next I'm going to check out the campaign and give you my thoughts and opinions on it. I'll pretty much wrap up this video. So let's jump in and check out the campaign. So once it does boil down to the single player aspect of Boneworks, I've got to say with absolute certainty this keeps bringing me back again and again. To give you a brief summary of what this game is about, essentially you are Arthur Ford, a rogue cybersecurity director who escapes into an unfinished simulated universe. So pretty much what he does is he puts on a VR headset and you're pretty much playing a VR game within a VR game, if that makes sense. Once it does boil down to it though, the environments and everything else that's all set up for you are nothing but amazing. And the overall build-up of how it goes from, say, teaching you how the game operates to actually getting into it is absolutely fantastic. So the pacing of this game is definitely amazing. So once it does boil down to it, the single-player campaign versus other single-player campaigns in 2024, this definitely excels in a lot of aspects. So I don't want to go too much into detail once it does boil down to it, in case you haven't played this game before, but definitely check this out if you haven't already. So in 2024, this game still holds up incredibly well once it comes down to the single-player campaign. So it will keep me coming back again and again. Anyway, let's wrap this video up and jump into the conclusion. So to summarize, Boneworks in 2024. So with the side content, it's definitely worth checking out. The single player campaign, nothing but amazing. So once it does boil down to it, Stress Level 0 have delivered a masterpiece. With every single aspect they've done, a couple of bits of, jank here and there, nevertheless, all games pretty much have it. But with this game here, it's nothing but amazing. So if you haven't checked out Boneworks, definitely go ahead and check it out. Get it on sale if you're not really too sure about it. This game will definitely deliver on all fronts for you as well. I believe that with absolute certainty. And that is pretty much it. So in 2024, this game definitely holds up compared to a lot of titles out there that have released recently. Anyway, guys, I'm RXVR. This has been my video on Boneworks. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe if you're into this type of content. And I shall catch you in the next video. Peace out.